So I think that's one of the mistakes that some of the OEMs maybe are making right now is believing this direct or looking enviously at, say, Tesla from like a direct to consumer perspective, and aspiring to do that. Right now, maybe that works if you simplify your product line, and Tesla doesn't have that many options.
Right.
But go configure an F-150, like, or a Silverado or something, right? Like, not only are there supply constraints, you might be able to build a car a certain way on a website, but you can never go get it because they're not making them that way, right?
Yeah.
Now you need a human being to like translate some of that.
Yeah, that's such a great point. And you know what, too? I'd like to speak to the dealer side of that, Reed, because on the other side, I think dealers can make some mistakes as it relates. I'm not saying West Herr by any
Oh,
means.
100%. We make lots of mistakes. We try to own up to them, but yeah.
Well, no doubt. But like, I think one of the biggest mistakes as it relates to OEM marketing partners, and I'll just use like a web bolt-on as an example, right? You mentioned digital retailing, it made me think of that. It's like sometimes the OEM will be pushing something that may not, it may be a good solution, or it may be something that your market or your dealership might be able to use, but it's, shopping other partners, right? Shopping other partners that do the same thing might make sense. Sometimes like maybe the bolt-on, the OEM's, deal is 500 a month. I mean, maybe for 1,000 a month, you could get 3 times the ROI. So I think one of the biggest mistakes dealers make is just, taking that OEM, for face value when they're saying, add this thing to your site or whatever, and without seeing what else is out there. Because man, if you take one tool, whether it's digital retailing or anything else, and shop it around, sometimes, I mean, there's a big difference between vendor partners. Do you ever experience that?
So I agree with that. I would say it's a nuanced conversation because single point dealers are a lot different than regionally dense groups like West Herr, and we're a lot different than national groups that might be a couple stores per state, or they might have a real regionally dense presence or whatever. But we all have sort of different needs within those ecosystems. If I'm a single point dealer, it's very unrealistic to expect that I'm going to be able to manage, create, update, innovate my website better than maybe the OEM. I don't even know why the OEMs make us do that. I've been a longtime proponent of I believe the OEM site, Toyota.com or Ford.com, whatever, is the best place for a consumer to go to configure their new car. What do I even need my dealer website for? The packages are described better. The pictures are better through the mountains and emotive things at the lake fishing and whatever, and the website overall can be A/B tested by some sophisticated people. And it's one website, not 700 through the dealer network. So I think sometimes the dealers are like lobbed this problem of like, hey, you have to use vendor XYZ, but oh, hey, by the way, your website sucks. Well, no shit, it sucks.